Welcome back into Infamously Speaking. I'm Matt, joined by Quan, and we're here to talk Week 3 reaction. Crazy games, crazy upsets, and then we're going to go ahead and look ahead to Week 4. But before we jump into that, you already know the drill. If you're not already subscribed to the Infamously Speaking YouTube channel, go ahead, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button so you get notified whenever we drop content just like this. Or if you listen on audio formats, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, be sure to follow there, leave a comment, like the show, and share it with friends and family so we keep this content and the good times rolling. Quan, what a Week 3. What a Week 3 that was. Some crazy-ass games, man.
Depressing.
Crazy games.
Depressing. Between my picks losing, my parlay is getting smoked. I don't know what else to say, man. I will say today's Taco Tuesday, so I mean, a nice little Taco Tuesday cigar. Since I'm really not eating, this is my dinner. Yeah, it was a weekend though. It was a weekend to forget, I'll say.
A lot of fans of certain fan bases that probably feel the same way, but we're back. We have to address missing last week. I was not feeling so great. And so we tried recording. Credit to Quan. We tried multiple times across multiple days. The voice just wasn't there. It was getting worse, actually. But I'm back full strength, and we're going to get to knock this show out. So, Quan, I want to talk about some of the games that we saw real quick. And then I want to get into what you thought the most impressive win of the week was, maybe the worst loss of the week. And then we'll look ahead to next week and look at some of the games that we like there. But I do want to start with the early window because we talked about it either when we were attempting to record last week or on the last show that we put out, which was the biggest question mark maybe in the NFL this season is what Jordan Love is going to show up for the Packers on a week in and week out basis. And that reared its ugly head again in Cleveland on Sunday, where the Browns, who were a huge underdog, 7.5 point dog, end up winning outright 13-10. What was your biggest takeaways from this game?
My biggest takeaways was Cleveland's defense is the real deal.
Real.
Myles Garrett is a savage, bro. Denzel Ward, they got you think that the way the Packers been winning, they was gonna go in their hand and hand them a loss, right? Obviously, the majority of people did because of the spread. And I think the biggest takeaway is what you alluded to when you had called me, which is the NFL is fixed, dog. Yeah, the NFL is fixed. And I have so much evidence this week, it's not even funny. Which is sad because it's ruining my love for the game. I'm scared to bet now because I know if I bet and it's, the majority betting that, there's a good chance it's not going to happen.
Apparently, the number bet on that Browns game was $1.1 billion on Packers money line, by the way. It feels like Cleveland always has a win like this, though, like every year. And it's usually somebody in their own division that they'll beat. But yeah, bro, $1.1 billion? Come on now. Packers money line, that's suspicious activity. Junkins look really good, though, from a fantasy perspective.
Junkins look good. Did you see the news clip of the kid that was like, who's going to beat us from the Packers?
Oh, yeah. It was a lineman. Wasn't it a lineman?
Yeah, it was a lineman.
Like we're going undefeated?
Obviously. Yeah,
clearly. Yeah. But I think it's the question. Like, Jordan Love, which one are you going to get? Now, I know if you just look at the box score, right? 18 for 25, 183 yards, a touchdown. That pick came at the absolute worst time. All you really had to do is not turn the ball over and you punt the ball away with the game tied. And Joe Flacco's not driving the length of the field. Your defense was cooking them the entire game. And that was the most rookie mistake that you'll ever see out of a veteran. But that's the question mark around Jordan.
Wow, I like that.
Like, what are you going to get?
Tagline.
Like that?
Most rookie mistake from a veteran?
And I'm curious how Packers fans feel because first 2 weeks, their defense was real. But we called it out. The show didn't air. But we called it out when we were talking about the Thursday night game where it's like, yeah, they won, but Jordan Love missed Matthew Golden a bunch of times over the middle of the field. And the reason we know this is because, we've been talking about Matthew Golden a lot on the show. And we're like, they look good because the defense was so dominant, but the offense still had strides to make. And obviously we saw what happened against Cleveland. Damn, bro. Maybe we should open up a sports book, cook it up.
Yo,
1.1 billion.
you gonna tell me a call wasn't made?
Come on now.
That's like a Derrick Henry score anytime the week before, and they're at the 1 yard line, and they throw the ball 3 times in a row.
What I tell you, bet Derrick Henry anytime fumble yesterday.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Don't get ahead of yourself.
We'll talk about that
buddy.
game. We'll
Yeah,
talk
you're
about
getting
that.
ahead
I
of
know.
yourself.
My bad.
You get
Ahead of the
healthy, now you
skis.
want to talk about everything at once. It's
Ahead of the
ridiculous.
skis. Let's jump to another game. This is probably the game of the week for a lot of people. Rams at Eagles, and now part of the show that didn't get released because of my voice issues. So I had a take. I put it out on TikTok last Monday, after the Eagles beat the Chiefs, saying, I was like, you know what? The Eagles have earned, in my mind, the right to be elevated to a tier alongside Kansas City, where I don't really care what it looks like in a win, but the question is, did you win? Because I believe that they're going to figure it out, and they've proven that they can win in multiple ways. And you were like, yep, okay, this guy's definitely lost it. But to your credit, you said back, you're like, you know what? If Jalen Hurts is going to have a game, it's going to have to be this game, because you know what the Rams are going to do to Saquon Barkley because of what he did to them last year. Boy, did Jalen Hurts have a game.
First
Did
off,
Jalen Hurts have a game? Well, he had a half. But how's the take looking?
No, it was a great take.
Mastradamus?
You was right. I was half right because I did say he's gonna have to throw, like you said, right? You mentioned it at the top of the show, which is what's the most impressive win? I would say that one, and it's because Jalen. See, that's the thing. People think I hate on Jalen. I don't hate on Jalen. I just call it how I see it. But Jalen did step up. He had a hell of a half, which brought him back. But this is what I'm saying. He can be mid and still win because he has defense and special teams. Those two field goal blocks literally saves the day.
Yes, but I'll add to the special teams point of it.
Now, Jalen Hurts is blocking field goal kicks? Okay.
No. Was it me, or did it feel like the Eagles couldn't field a kickoff? I don't know how many times they started inside their 10 or inside their 15 because they couldn't handle the kickoff. And that's credit to Cardi, the Rams kicker, right? Because they practiced that. But it seems like at least 2 of the touchdown drives, I feel like, went either 90 yards or close to 90 yards. So obviously, I'm not the field goal blocks are everything, but their offense had a drive against what we think is a good Rams defense. Obviously, reigning defensive rookie of the year, Jared Verse, who was causing problems throughout the game. But this is what I said. Jalen. See, the thing is, my biggest beef with the Jalen Hurts criticism is like we act like he's never done something like this before.
Who does?
No, like that's what the national media conversation is. And so it's like, but and so they're like, but Jalen Hurts, what's the problem with Jalen Hurts? There is no problem with Jalen Hurts. They can do it. He can do it. Proof is in the pudding. Obviously, did it in the Super Bowl last year when they were like, we're stopping Saquon, Jalen beat us. He did. Rams, we're stopping Saquon, Jalen beat us. Did it again. That's my frustration with it. Is the guy just wins and he plays the way the team needs him to. And now you can't say anything about him not being able to throw the ball 5 yards down the field. Proof is right there. Did it against what people feel is a really good team and a contender in the NFC. Mastradamus strikes again.
We tried doing that all week. And that's the real reason why it wasn't put out, because your fucking terrible take was just, you couldn't handle the responses and the rebuttals.
It was so terrible that it was right.
No, you're just talking about that.
And that somebody on national sports media
let's put it out there what you said. You said they're in the same tier as the Chiefs. And I said, okay, but the Chiefs are ass.
Listen,
which they are.
I'm not counting the Chiefs out.
The Chiefs are ass.
So let me tell you something. Let me ask you this. I want to ask you this.
Back to the Eagles.
All right,
Eagles game.
We'll talk to the Chiefs a little later.
A.J. Brown, that's the reason why you got to get A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown the ball. He made so many tough catches with strong hands coming back to the ball that a lot of receivers would have dropped. On big plays, too. 3rd downs.
Yep.
And I'm not hating on Jalen. Good, that was a great win. That was a great performance in the second half. All I'm saying is, would we be still? We'd probably still be talking about it because he played better than what we're used to. I think that's why he gets so much criticism because he doesn't play like this consistently. And I know what you're gonna say. He's not asked to. He's not required to. Okay, but as a quarterback, you're gonna tell me you don't want to play well. If you can throw the ball downfield consistently, why wouldn't you? You're just gonna dink and dunk the whole game. That's the game plan. Take 5 yards, 8 yards.
Listen,
No, it's bullshit.
I'm not saying I agree with it because I agree with you. If he's proven that he can play this way, then why are you holding it back? Why are you only using it like break glass in case of emergency? Why is that the game plan instead of a balanced approach? Because what that's gonna do, and they said it on the broadcast, credit to them, is when the passing offense gets going, all it does is open up lanes for Saquon. That's all it's gonna do. Because now they can't load the box. They can't do that.
Yep.
And then if they do, then you're just gonna keep killing them with AJ and Devonta, who both had great games. So I wouldn't pick this as my most impressive win of the week, but it is a good candidate. And
I definitely have it as the most impressive. There's another game that's a good candidate that you're probably gonna pick.
Yeah.
But this was impressive because Jalen showed that he can get it done. And he had a great half. But the thing is like he still should have lost. If you watched, I told you about the video. I gotta find the video. There's a video out there that shows the snap, the long snapper on that field goal. Literally snapped the ball, bro. And he's like this after he snaps the ball. Literally like this. Like you don't know that he's supposed to block someone. It's egregious. Like it's so egregious. You look at it and you'll be disgusted. Even if you don't think it's fixed, which it looks fixed, but I'm not saying it's fixed. You would assume that it's fixed because he's fixed like that. It makes no sense, bro.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that, but that's the first thing that you said immediately after the game. So I was like, either this guy's a hater or this is really true. So, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not hating, but go ahead. Well, let's continue on.
Yeah, we'll move off of that game. Obviously, Rams 2-1, Eagles go to 3-0. Big matchup coming up this week. They play Tampa. That should be a good game. Philly.
That's a good game.
Battle of 3-0 teams.
Mike Evans is hurt though, isn't he?
Yeah, bro. I don't want to talk Jets Bucks, but Emeka Ibuka is ridiculous.
Oh, he's nasty.
He's ridiculous. He had that one-handed catch on the sidelines that was ruled, I think it was ruled not a catch, but it was, he's just incredible.
Let me ask you a question. Fantasy-wise, let's just say redraft or dynasty. Would you take Ibuka or Marvin Harrison?
Right now, it got to be Ibuka. And that's just not because of...
I'm not asking right now. I'm asking your opinion.
Long-term?
Dynasty is long-term, and redraft is still early.
So, yeah, it would be Ibuka because of the quarterback. I implicitly trust Baker. I know he's going to get his best players the ball consistently. I do not trust Kyler. I do not. Now, Marv had a bad drop. He had a couple bad drops. And he was emotional after the game about it and all that stuff. And that's all good and well. You love players taking accountability, but...
I'm still taking Marv.
Ibuka in that offense is dynamic, bro.
So here's why. And I don't disagree with you. And there's no disrespect to Ibuka. Ibuka's phenomenal. And he's playing much, much better than Marv right now. But long-term, or end of the season, we already talked about it. Cardinals got an easy schedule. Right? I think, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm too invested anyways. Mike Evans healthy, Godwin healthy. Ibuka's losing targets. Maybe not much, but I think he's still losing targets. And Marv's still that guy. It's just Kyler.
Yo, but yeah, Ibuka is ridiculous. And you know what? You talked about targets when Godwin and Evans are back. They're both kind of oft injured players. Also, if anybody's targets are really going to be impacted, it'd be Shepard because he's been getting in the mix, especially after Evans got hurt.
Yeah, I seen that. I got him in a few dynasty leagues.
And he was cooking everybody cooks the Jets. But Yeah, I just wanted to call out about Ibuka. He's a savage.
What is Mike Evans' injury?
Hamstring.
Okay.
Expected to miss at least just as a couple of games, couple of weeks at least.
A couple of games.
But you can't mess around with hamstring injuries. The receiver
That's even
position,
better for Ibuka. Ibuka's fucking thing is skyrocketing now.
Ibuka, wide receiver 1, because Chase's value shot.
Let's see though. Let's see. So I think Ibuka's talented enough to be number 1.
But
I'm curious on what it looks like. Kind of like, and I'm not. I am comparing, but I'm not. I'm really not. It's kind of like with Juju though, when he had to be the number 1 when Antonio Brown vacated.
That's fair.
What does that look like when you got the best corner on you consistently?
That makes sense. I think
he'll still get his
inside and outside helps him a lot.
Just to put that out there, I still think he'll get his, but I'm curious on what that looks like.
Now that we're thinking of talking about it real quick, let's take a little break real quick, because
a break.
Now
that piques my interest. Or you are
no, like a break from the conversation that we were just having, because I was about to go to Broncos Chargers, but that's an interesting thought now, because if you think about the wide receiver landscape, just think about what we've seen so far. Obviously, Joe Burrow's injury impacts Chase's fantasy potential.
Oh,
we don't know how much.
Did you see the video on that?
No. Well,
I forgot the wide receiver that caught it on the Bengals. Chase literally moves out the way from blocking for him, like casually. Like
that's bad.
If you want to talk about body language for not being a teammate,
I didn't see that.
In that play. I'll send it to you. It is wild.
No, I didn't watch too much of that Minnesota game. They made Carson Wentz look like Johnny Unitas.
But Rhodes had a hell of a game.
Yes, that I did see. Was the first player ever to have was it 2 defensive touchdowns or something like that, and a fumble recovery and some shit. He had a
fumble
crazy
recovery,
stat line.
touchdown, pick 6. Yeah, he was cooking.
Forced a couple fumbles, right? Yeah, he was. But back to the receiver landscape. CeeDee Lamb is supposed to miss a couple weeks now, which hurts my dynasty odds for sure. So that was somebody that we thought extremely highly of. Another tier 1 guy that we had, Nico Collins. He had a good game, minus the fumble, but from a fantasy perspective, he had a good game. But that offense is in shambles right now.
How do you not get an offensive line for Stroud?
It's just bad. He has zero confidence. Zero confidence.
To be fair, he's getting tackled as soon as he snaps the ball.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not debating that at all. But I'm just thinking about like the receiver performance that we've seen so far. I'm curious. I haven't looked at like the top ranking receivers fantasy wise right now, but Ibuka definitely got to be up there. JSN is definitely up there. He's been incredible to start the year.
Yeah.
Malik had a really good game against the Cowboys, and had a decent week 1, so that helps him. But he was
week 3 was ridiculous.
He was blanketed.
It was ridiculous.
And the play calling, they couldn't find a way to scheme him open. Who else? Roma Dunze has been awesome to start the season. And then Jay Jetta's that quarterback situation. He hasn't really been able to get it super going either. So it's going to be interesting to see the wide receiver landscape as we get further into the season. It's crazy how you
want to know what
the
the top 5 fantasy receivers are right now?
Yeah, shoot them off.
Who do you think is number 1?
I would either say JSN, because he's been cooking. Neighbors still might be up there, even after a tough week 3.
No. So number 1 is Puka Nacua.
Oh, Puka. Of course, Puka, yep.
He got 29 catches. The next closest one is St. Brown with 20 catches. He's number 2.
He's been incredible, too. He's number 3 touchdowns, too, the other day, last game.
Great call on Roma Dunze. He's number 3 in the league. Here's an interesting one. Number 4. You'll never guess who it is.
Who do they play for?
Let's just say he had a big week.
This week?
Unexpected player with a big week, which probably impacted you in your dynasty league.
In a bad way?
Yeah.
Who did I play against?
It's not who you played against, it's who you have.
Oh, don't tell me it's Quentin Johnston.
No.
Okay. I would have been sick.
You'll never guess, so I'll tell you the answer. It's Trey Tucker.
I don't have him anymore.
Yeah, but you have Bowers.
Oh.
So if you're scoring the touchdowns, it's taken away from him.
He had 3 touchdowns. Yeah, and they were bombs, too.
So he has 59 fantasy PPR points. Number 5 is JSN. Check this out, because this is important. After JSN, number 6, Garrett Wilson.
He's been cooking, bro.
Guess who's after Garrett Wilson, my friend? Someone
Is it
I called
Ibuka?
out who he was like, hell no.
Oh, is it Keenan?
It was Keenan Allen, buddy. Keenan Allen, buddy. After Keenan, guess who it is? We don't think he has any hands, and it's his teammate.
Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, yep.
Yo, Quentin Johnston, I think in our dynasty, I've left the most points on the bench throughout the season so far, and it's because of Quentin Johnston.
At this point,
I have to because CD's hurt.
Yeah,
so it makes it easy for me.
It gives you the opportunity to play him without being criticized.
I'm still gonna get criticized.
After Johnston is Malik Neighbors, then Ibuka, then Jamar Chase.
Dang, Chase! He had a monster week too, though.
Justin Jefferson is way down there,
and they haven't been able to find him the ball, get him the ball. Wow, what a crazy top 10 through 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Adunze, who else there? Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen. I don't know how I forgot about Puka completely.
Speaking about Keenan Allen, can you please tell our fans and the audience?
I said he was washed.
No.
Is that what you
did say he was washed, but that's not what I was referring to. But you also said that Master Dominus. You said,
I did say Odunze. Remember on the show with Dante?
That quarterback is probably one of only 3 quarterbacks to make that throw for that touchdown to Keenan Allen.
Ridiculous. Phenomenal. Now
do you see why people believe in him?
Yeah, I see why people believe in him. I just don't believe in him more than Jalen Hurts. That's it.
Nah, you didn't like Sherbert. And I know it's Herbert, but we call him Sherbert.
I didn't like Sherbert because of how people were anointing
Shout
him.
out to Gmo, man. Because you mentioned Stroud, and I wanted to say it, but you was talking. I want to cut you off. But he was like, Stroud ain't been the same since he started dating Amber Rose.
Since he sunned Caleb Williams. You seen that stat?
I seen that stat. Yeah, I see that stat. 15 picks is crazy.
Crazy. So let's talk about that Broncos-Chargers game, because that was one of the games that a lot of people had circled in. Huge win for the Chargers. Think about being 3-0 with each of your 3 wins being against a division opponent. That's massive.
No, that's huge. You called that last week. I think it was that the episode that didn't get put out. But if the Chargers win that game, that they're sitting pretty in that division.
Pretty.
So huge
and they've
win.
Looked good. Every week they've looked good.
Loud get hurt. I think Tuto might have mentioned it, but he could have just been mad because shout out to Tuto, man. That was my victim this week. He had CD though, so to be fair, he had CD Lamb, but it wouldn't have mattered.
It's just Keenan Allen we talked about it, and shout out to you, called it out the week 1 game. That video is up. So if you haven't seen that, you called it out that Keenan was taking a lot of those routes that Ladd ate on last year. And he's literally Justin Herbert's safety blanket. And Quentin Johnston's getting all the deep shots. Yeah. So where does that leave Ladd? I mean, Ladd's obviously incredibly talented and capable. It's just when somebody's taking where you got most of your burn, that's going to happen. I'm curious where you're at on Ladd from a fantasy perspective. Through 3 weeks, would you try to make a move now his value's low? Would you try to
I won't.
Scoop?
If I wanted Ladd, I could have got Ladd in a bunch of leagues. I didn't feel confident. I told you that. I didn't feel confident with Keenan there. Ladd was a big he relied on a lot on the PPR catches. But he those targets, like we said, is just not getting to him like that. So I'm cool with not pulling the trigger for Ladd.
So obviously, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people watched the game. The Chargers defense, even without Khalil Mack, was incredibly impressive. That was, I think, the first thing, other than the Herbert throw, that was just like otherworldly. That Bo Nix has looked really shaky to start the season. He's not picking up where he left off.
Yeah, he's made some impressive throws. I feel you though. It's obviously not how he started the last year, but he's still not like I still got him above her. I'm just messing with you. I was waiting to see your reaction, bro. Go ahead. I mean,
rage bait is crazy. Rage bait is crazy. But I will say, from the Chargers standpoint, other than their defense, Herbert's incredible throw. Lamar and Hampton got it going. Now with Najee being out for the season, his value goes up a bunch. So looking for that.
Big time. Big time.
Big time. You know who actually looked good from the Broncos' perspective running the ball? J.K. Dobbins looked pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? You mentioned Ladd, right? If I am a Ladd McConkey fantasy owner, I would look to trade Ladd for a CD Lamb.
Ooh.
Because someone who lost CD Lamb is in dire need.
Dire.
So, depending on who you have on your team, I'm assuming Ladd your second wide receiver. I would definitely make that move and trade
I like that.
Ladd for CD. I think someone with CD is kind of desperate because that's obviously their first pick, their first round. So if you give them that name, Chargers 3-0, kind of gas them up. I'm putting that out there.
I'm desperate.
If anybody out there has Ladd McConkey and is willing to trade for CD Lamb, let us know how that goes.
All right, let's wrap up week 3 with this game. And this is my game of win of the week.
I knew it.
Lions going into Baltimore.
You should have let me guess.
You already knew what it was.
I knew what it was.
And the reason for this is a couple things. Number one, we know what Lamar's record and Baltimore's record with Lamar against the NFC. I think this is his 3rd or 4th ever loss to the NFC. But Detroit just looked like the more dominant football team from start to finish, in my opinion. They were phenomenal. They were able to run the ball, no issue. David Montgomery looked phenomenal. Jahmyr Gibbs looked phenomenal. Jared Goff, even under the face of some pressure, which has been the big knock for Jared Goff, was able to deliver dimes. I love the play call on 4th and 3 late in the game, floating that over the top to Amon-Ra. I'm hype. You already know that because I need David Montgomery and Goff to eat. But this is exactly what we wanted to see from the Lions, especially after week 1. The air was let out the balloon a little bit, getting destroyed by Green Bay. And they go into a very difficult place to win in Baltimore against a team who owns the NFC. And they look like the better team from start to finish. And that's my win of the week. Go Detroit, go.
So I knew that was going to be your win of the week, and I respect it. And that was my high candidate other than the Eagles and Rams. And it was because, like you said, Lamar has been dominating the NFC since he's been in the league. The Lions, for whatever reasons, those primetime games, they don't always show up, right? That Thanksgiving game against against the Packers, and others. What I loved also, probably the most, was like what you said, was Coach Campbell with the balls to go for it on 4th and 3. And it wasn't a run play. It was a beautiful play call with Brown just on that little corner route. That was phenomenal. Perfect
He's
pass,
nasty.
Great catch. St. Brown is disgusting.
Even the 4th down play that they ran with the option to score the touchdown on 4th down, where it was St. Brown took the option.
You said great play call, yeah.
And kicked it to Gibbs.
Yeah.
I know I was critical. I was a little rough on the lines. I'm like, man, lost both their coordinators. Let's see what happens. Creativity is still there.
So, y'all, I'm in the super flex league, dynasty league. And going into the game, I'm losing, right? I had Jamar Chase. But I also had, going into Monday night's game, Jared Goff, St. Brown, Gibbs, and Lamar Jackson. I ended up winning 176 to 128. They just ate, man. Gibbs is nasty.
Goff didn't even have a really big game from a fantasy perspective. He just made a lot of big passes to keep drives alive.
Correct.
Which is pressure situations you love. Man, I was in the spot. I was in the same spot as you.
Off, I didn't want to watch because I put a first quarter parlay in for
Flowers
to get 5 yards, which Flowers he was missing this game, which was probably a lot of bets on him, as we talked about earlier. But
2 for 13. It's bad.
Where was I going with that? Oh, so first quarter. There's a little bit there's 2 minutes left. The Baltimore Ravens pin them down at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. They run the ball, get a little room, run the ball, get a little room, and Goff delivers on a big 3rd down to Laporta. Laporta had a couple big 3rd downs actually. Great game by the Lions. I'm not mad at you for picking that as the game of the week. I'm excited to see if they can keep it rolling, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Potential trap game coming up. They play the Browns. They play the Browns this week. Watch out. Watch out. Let's see if we get 1.1 billion put on the Lions money line.
Well,
No, I mean,
Hutchinson.
oh, savage. Savage.
Yo, he is a problem.
Savage.
And I'm happy to see it because, coming off that terrible broken leg injury, to come back and play at a high level still I'm happy to see it.
Last point on this game, real quick. Another reason why I had this as the game, the win of the week. I alluded to the Green Bay game week 1 they had, where Green Bay looked like the more physical team by far. Like they just pushed them around. And then they have the game against the Bears last week, and you're like, well, it's Chicago. They put up 52 points or something like that, and they dominate in all phases of the game. To come into this game, to rush for over 200 yards against Baltimore, who's known for being physical, and to hold Derrick Henry to 50 yards on 12 carries, that's what's so impressive to me. You have people who are questioning your physicality after week 1. Now after week 3, like, yeah, this team's no joke in the trenches. I love that. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm not inside the locker room, but I feel like Dan Campbell has his ear to the streets a little bit, where it's like, oh, that's what people are saying about us? All right.
Dan Campbell Campbell's in the streets. What do you mean?
He's in Detroit.
He's on 8 Mile.
And I just love the fact that they came out and they've made an effort. Last 2 games, like, nah, we're going to run the ball. And they've looked fantastic.
Derrick Henry only finished with 50 yards?
12 carries, 50 yards.
That's insane, because the first quarter, he had 32 on a run and a touchdown.
Again, what did we say? What did you say? To your credit, I think it was after the Buffalo loss. When things get tight, the Ravens seem to kind of go away from what their identity is.
They sure do.
12 carries for Derrick Henry. Only 19 rushes, 7 of them by Lamar, 12 by Derrick. That's not very Baltimore-like. That's not winning Baltimore football.
No.
So now let's look ahead of week 4, and we'll start with the game. Ravens play the Chiefs, a battle of 1 and 2 teams. That is going 1 and 3 is not an absolute death nail, especially now that there's 17 weeks. But it's definitely not a place where you want to be, obviously. Games in Arrowhead. Baltimore right now is 2.5-point favorites. Who do you like in this matchup and why?
I got to go Baltimore, but I'm not confident at all. I just think Baltimore's the better team, and with the Chiefs so banged up, they're not playing the Giants, bro. You know what's wild is the Giants actually had a chance throughout the majority of that game to make it a game.
Absolutely.
And I think with Baltimore, you can't do that. Baltimore's going to be able to put up points, right? So, can the Chiefs put up points? Probably, but I don't know if they could put it at that level. Like Detroit's is a high-powered offense. Like you just said, they dropped 52
for sure.
the game before. You know what I mean?
Detroit's a quality opponent for sure.
I'm going Baltimore. Where's that game at?
Kansas City.
That's fair.
I don't hate the Ravens pick, and I think from a talent deficit, the Chiefs are clearly at a talent deficit. You mentioned they're still banged up. Xavier Worthy, I think, is going to play, so that could help. But Patriots legend Tyquan Thornton, who would have thought? Resurgence in Kansas City.
Actually, no, who would have thought? I did, because I picked him up in the majority of leagues in Dynasty.
I believe you did. This guy be watching a little mini docuseries of all 32 teams and reaching out to scouts.
He was in Tennessee. He got a bunch of credit. But go ahead. That was a phenomenal catch, by the way.
No, Mahomes missed him, and then comes back and he makes a way harder, more difficult play. Yeah, absolutely. I obviously know where I'm going here. I like Kansas City at home. So one thing that we did see in the second half of the Giants game is the offense seemed to open up a little bit more, which was desperately needed. Because to your point, I believe it was 9-6 going into halftime, if I'm not mistaken, against the Giants. And to your point, the Giants really a lot of self-inflicted problems. Couldn't get out their own way. but I like Kansas City at home here. I think Kansas City's defense has played really well. Obviously, Justin Herbert lit them up, but he's on a phenomenal tear right now. But played really well against the Eagles, played really well, against the Giants, who are hit or miss clearly on offense. And I think the offense is able to do enough. And also, Baltimore's defense has not looked like world beaters at all. Got torched by Buffalo. Obviously, Cleveland, they handle, but Cleveland's offense is nothing to scoff at. The Lions absolutely torched them. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to torch them, but I think the Chiefs' offense is going to be able to do enough, especially if Worthy plays, because they have problems with speed. So I like it. I think the Chiefs get the dub at home to go to 2-2.
Worthy's coming back already?
I believe so. I believe they said Worthy's going to play.
I don't even care. Fucking guy gets injured on the first play. I'm good. Guy cost me like.
Yeah, that was rough.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's rough. Let's move to another huge game happening in week 4. Battle of the Unbeatens. Eagles at Bucks. Buccaneers have been playing a lot of tight games to start the season. Baker's been incredible. Clutch, game-winning drives in all 3 games. Philly opens as 3.5-point favorites. Who do you have moving to 4-0? Who's suffering their first loss of the season? In Tampa, by the way.
No Mike Evans, no win. If Mike Evans plays, I'm going Bucks.
He's not. He's out. He's missing a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, you said that. Godwin was projected to possibly come back this game. Is he coming back?
Let me see. But even Godwin on he's probably, if he comes back, he's definitely gonna be on a pitch count.
Yeah, that's set up for Eagles to win, man.
Decision by the end of the week on Godwin and on Wirfs, which is a big addition.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the Eagles this game.
Yeah, you gotta go Eagles.
It's
almost like the reason why I'm going Baltimore. The other team's banged up.
Weapons. And this is another game where they can find themselves having to score because the Bucs can put up points. That running game in Tampa is no joke. That's probably the second best combo in the NFL behind Gibbs and Monty. Irving and White.
Yeah.
They've been cooking to start the season. Obviously, we've seen what Abuga's been doing. Sterling Shepard's been playing pretty well with some folks injured. That's a frisky team. And obviously, Baker's playing on an MVP level. But I like Philly in that game. Another game I want to talk about. The surprising 3-0 Colts heading to LA to play the Rams. Daniel Jones is playing at an insane level right now. Does the magic continue in LA? Or is there a tragic ending? Penned by Matt Stafford, Sean McVay, and Jared Verse for the Colts' undefeated season so far.
I think the Rams bounce back. I think it's probably a closer game than we expect. The way that the Colts can stay on the field because of Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor's been balling.
Ridiculous.
Balling.
This is Wisconsin Jonathan Taylor we're seeing.
Yeah, so I'm excited for this game, actually. It's crazy to say that.
But I'm excited for a Colts team led by Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, you got Puka. I love watching Puka play.
He's a dog.
I think the Rams force way too much of Devontae Adams, if I'm being
agreed.
Honest. But, Kyron was so efficient with getting touchdowns. But now when they're in the red zone like that, and that's what I was worried about. They're just looking to throw Adams that slant all fucking day. Every play.
All day.
So, yeah. I'm excited, but I got the Rams.
I like the Rams here, too. I agree. I think they bounce back. Keep pace with the Niners, who are 3-0 right now in the division. I think they also – Blake Corum has been really good to start the season as well. So they have a pretty dangerous two-headed running attack. They can stay on the field. I think they can match that physicality that the Colts have been able to bring in the beginning of the season. And – I think they have the better weapons. So, and I think Jared Verse is a game wrecker. So
he really is.
He's a savage. But phenomenal start by the Colts. And we might come back to this and look crazy, by the way. So we'll see. We already talked Chargers, Giants. Hopefully it's not a bloodbath, but I don't see the Chargers losing their first game this weekend. So let's talk about one more game. And this is probably the game that's going to have a ton of eyes on it, not only because it's Sunday Night Football, because it's Micah heading back to Dallas to get his revenge in Jerry World. The question really is Dak going to survive the game? That's really what because we already knew how Micah felt about Dak when he was on the team. Now he got traded, and everybody's talking about Dak gonna have this breakout season and carry the Cowboys.
And no CeeDee Lamb.
And
I'm playing Turpin all day.
And
Turpin and Ferguson's gonna cook.
Coming off an awful loss to Cleveland, Green Bay is gonna be motivated. They're not gonna look past any opponent now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not gonna look past it because this is an opponent you can look past.
I love losses like that. You know, when I, you know, being a Patriots fan, I remember we lost to Miami deep in the season.
It's always
like the
Miami.
last week of the game.
It's always Miami.
And, you know, Miami was terrible. Patriots was on their dynasty shit. And when we lost to them, I'm like, fucking good. So that they have a rude awakening that you can't look past any team going into the playoffs, especially. So, like you said, I think that's a rude awakening for Green Bay. And, you know, Parsons obviously is going to be motivated as fuck for that game. And I think it's going to get real spooky for Dallas.
Spooky early for Dallas.
And Diggs is horrible, so Golden is going to get his first touchdown in his career. Calling now.
Diggs, they needed to get Diggs a map because he was getting
Stephon Diggs playing defense.
He was lost. Now I get it was a flea flicker, but Burden killed him on that route. Absolutely killed him. He wasn't even like within 10 yards, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, how bad was this? He just got beat off some easy shit too.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded crazy, but you know what I mean by that.
Who do you think is the best undefeated team?
Ooh, that's a good question.
The most impressive undefeated.
Most impressive 3-0 team for me. Ooh, good question. Most impressive 3-0 team. Wow. I would go most impressive 3-0 will probably be Tampa as most impressive 3-0 as this point in the season.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
But I'll give you the most surprising 3-0 team is the Colts.
Yeah, that's easy.
But most impressive 3-0 team is just because how they've overcome a huge injury with Wirfs, another huge injury to Godwin, and Baker's been playing incredible. Back against the wall in all 3 games and have come out with a dub.
Who'd they beat? Beat the Falcons?
Falcons, Houston, and the Jets.
That's not impressive at all.
Okay. Now look at the Colts 3-0. Who'd they beat? The Dolphins?
Yeah, but it's Daniel Jones. That's why it's impressive. Broncos is a solid team.
We think the Broncos are a solid team, but they haven't looked like a solid team.
They're a solid
team. And who they beat last week? The Titans. And then Philly, they beat the Cowboys.
Trash.
The Chiefs, who you think are trash.
Trash.
And then they just beat the Rams.
Rams was impressive.
And then the Niners are also 3-0.
Yeah.
But
Niners got the easiest schedule. So they're expected to win. And it was a close game last game.
And the first game was a close game that Seattle really threw away.
My most impressive is the Chargers.
Oh, I forgot about the Chargers. Oh, yeah.
No, you forgot.
I did. I completely blanked on it. It would be the Chargers, for sure.
No,
3-0, 3 division points. I forgot about the Chargers completely. Maybe because I don't want to think about them because they're going to destroy the Giants. But yeah, that's obviously the most impressive 3-0 start. I didn't even think about the Chargers. Easily.
Of course you didn't. Herbert's over there.
Easily. Come on, going 3-0 in your division.
With a graph.
I don't need a graph on this one, brother. Listen, starting 3-0 against your division, regardless of how bad they are, is always impressive. They know you. They know how to play you. And they look like the better team easily in all 3 matchups. I'm cool with it.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up this one thing. And that's my Patriots.
I was, as a non-Patriots fan, but as a Drake May believer, I was frustrated with that outcome.
Yeah, it was self-inflicted.
Because the Steelers are butt.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
4 turnovers, then they'll still have a chance to win that game. It's crazy.
Drake played, fantasy-wise, played really good. But had the mistake to pick in the end zone was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
But now the Steelers, they forced the fumbles, so you got to give them some credit. But just a lot of self-inflicted errors, and I hate the fact that the Steelers are 2-1 because they're not that good. They're really not that good.
What I tell you though, at the beginning of the year, Tomlin finds ways to win, bro. He really does.
I'm not a Steelers hater by any means. I'm not. But the Jets, when you allow the Jets to run the offense like that, I'm already questioning you. Then Sam Darnold lights you up.
When's Justin supposed to come back?
I don't know. He probably doesn't want to. He's hanging out with Tua.
No, he wants to. He was playing like he was in the backyard.
Nah, he struggled. The Bills had that shit on lock. They're like, we're not Pittsburgh, buddy. I mean, he got concussed in the fourth quarter. They were locking him down the whole game. So there's that. Can we not bring up? Let's not talk about any of the Northeast teams. Actually, Patriots made me sad. The Giants and Jets are habitual points of depression and drinking for me. You know what's terrible is I was watching as the Jets blocked the field goal to go and take the lead. And I was like, man, I hope he just trips over himself right here. Like, pull a Daniel Jones so Tampa can't get the ball back. Because if they get the ball back, we're going to lose. And he scored. I'm like, it's over. We've lost the game. That defense is terrible. Their defense is awful. Aaron Glenn needs to figure it out. But they look awful. They look terrible. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the run at all. James Cook killed him. The Steelers killed him running the ball. And obviously, Rashad White and Bucky Irving, they took turns. So
that's crazy. That is crazy.
They took turns. Take that how you want it. Or don't.
That's even crazier.
God. Well, that's a wrap on the show. Nah, it's good to be back. It was really good to be back. Talk some football after missing last week. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking for let me ask you this in closing. Any underdogs you like this week? So I'll run through the dogs real quick. Arizona against Seattle. Games in Arizona. They're a 1-point dog, so not really a big dog, but that's a Thursday night game. I assume you like Seattle in that game, though. Steelers are dogs against the Vikings at 2.5. I don't know why the Steelers would be at home. Oh, no, this is in London.
Oh, yeah, that's a Sunday early morning game, right? Like 9, 10?
Terrible.
Eastern?
Yeah.
I could see why, but yeah, no. I'll take the Vikings.
Falcons dogs at home against the Commanders.
Falcons just got smoked by the Panthers.
Destroyed.
And I knew Mariota was gonna have a decent game, bro.
He can get it done. He could play a similar. He's not obviously not as good a passer as Jalen, but he could play a similar type of game. Saints 16.5-point dogs.
No.
You even bet? Are you even taking Saints plus the points?
No. It's not even worth the risk, bro. It's not.
Bro, Saints money line is plus 950 right now. That's a come up.
That's almost worth taking $5 and being like, let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
Browns 9-point dogs.
You lose $5, you're good. You win that bet, you're like,
I'm a genius. Browns.
I bet on them.
Browns 9-point dogs at Detroit. No, they're all set. Titans 7-point dogs at the Texans.
That's possible.
Oh, here's one for you. This might be the one of the week. Panthers 5.5-point dogs at the Patriots.
They're not being the Patriots. They're not being the Patriots.
I'm tempted.
Cut it out. Honestly, I'm not even that pissed, but we need Gonzalez back. He has to get healthy, bro.
Absolutely. Giants 6.5-point dogs at home against the Chargers. I'm surprised it's only 6.5. Does Dart shock the world in his debut? I
like the Chargers, but I think Dart is that good.
You're not taking him.
Scatterboo looked great. Scatterboo had you nervous as fuck because what happened.
I was pissed, bro, because that was Tracy's work. That was all Tracy's work, bro. He was cooking the first drive. And the way the Giants operate, whoever got the hot hand, that's who they stick with. And I'm like, oh, I'm cooking tonight. Then he gets hit in the arm. He starts walking around like a T-Rex.
Whoever got the good shoulder, they stick with.
Yeah, we're cooked. Bucks 3.5-point dogs. We already talked about that game.
Colts, that's the biggest up.
3.5-point dogs.
Colts
against the Rams.
Colts.
Jaguars 3.5-point dogs against the Niners. Mac Jones playing his former team, Patriots legend Mac Jones.
Don't do that.
Jags going to Oracle and win. Is it Oracle? Levi Stadium. Sorry, Levi.
Yeah. No. Damn, Niners got an easy-ass schedule.
Chiefs 2.5-point dogs at home. Vegas. That could have been very dangerous. Bears 1.5-point dogs against the 1-point dog. That's not really even an underdog at that point.
Bears.
Both of them negative money.
Bears got the best chance.
Yeah, for sure. You sure you don't want Jets +3?
Against who?
Is the Dolphins?
No.
Jake Browning and the feisty 2-1 Bengals +7 against the Broncos.
I don't know. Who's the Jets quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tyrod. All right.
I actually had Tyrod in a parlay.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think it was like 20 yards rushing.
Did he get it?
I don't know because somebody fucked up my parlay early, so it didn't matter. I stopped looking. There's no point in looking at that point because you're just gonna get disgusted.
I should have said that. Question
He's gonna show out against Dallas.
Bears Raiders. From the Raiders' point of view, is this the game? Is this the breakout Genty game?
No,
against a susceptible Bears running game.
What do you consider breakout?
Oh, I'm talking about 100+ yards, couple tutties, maybe a couple long runs too. We haven't seen him break a bunch of long runs yet.
I forgot who said this, but I was like, yeah, that's a fucking good point. Bro, he was doing that in Boise State. Now, granted, he looked phenomenal. I drafted Genty in a few dynasty leagues. But it's a different level, bro. It's a different level.
A different level. And he's not getting 500 carries a game. So there's less opportunity for him to break it.
Yeah, exactly.
Susceptible Bears defense. The Cowboys run the ball.
It is. Yeah, Javonte looks good this year.
He does. He just had that fumble. Outside the fumble, he looked really good.
He still looks good, bro. But anyways, Genty, I mean, it could be. I would, even if he did, though, I'm not saying this is, I don't think this is like make or break, right? Like, if he has let's say he has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm not going crazy.
No, I'm just saying, is this going to be the first
last week that didn't get posted? What I keep saying, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Here we go. Anyways. No, but is this the first big NFL game? That's like, yeah, sure. Okay. Maybe eases some concerns that people might have. Because for some people on some big networks, I won't say who, they're like, Ashton Genty is running back 1. I won't say who. They know who they are.
Well, they ain't on Bears side speaking.
Bears side of the ball. Another huge performance from the Bears offense, do you think? Against a susceptible Raiders defense? Or do you think the Bears come down?
What is huge? 30 points?
Can they repeat that same success?
Yeah.
I think it's likely.
They have the talent to. They have the coach to.
So last week wasn't the flash in the pan. You think that was the start of something great? Or something, building on something really good?
Yeah. I got to see it consistent, but I think so, yeah. I think the majority of people would assume so.
Another big Adunze game?
Adunze been balling. I don't see why not. Top 5 wide receiver this year.
Like that take, right? I know you remember when I said that.
No. You said you hate the Bears. You said you hate the Bears receivers because it's too many.
Didn't I say Adunze? The show with Butler and Dante. I was like, Rome Adunze, good year. Breakout candidate. CJ Stroud. I want to double back this. CJ Stroud. Obviously, rough start to the season. We talked about CJ in our quarterback tiers for fantasy, saying, hey, easy schedule. Full year of Nico Collins. Hasn't clicked fully yet. I know Nico had a pretty good game last week, fantasy-wise. Playing the Tennessee Titans. Is this the week we see some positive momentum?
I can't say that. That line is so bad you can't say that, bro. He has no time.
Atrocious.
He plays New London High School. He's going to get a couple sacks. I'm dead serious, bro.
That's ridiculous. That's disrespectful.
I've never seen... I've seen it, but it's been a while since I've seen someone snap the ball and get tackled at the same time.
It's bad. No, I agree with you. The pass rush has been terrible. Your guy, another guy we talked to high up on the show, Maserati Marv. Divisional matchup. Big game, or you think he's quiet?
I gotta go with my guy, man. I'm not confident because of fucking Kyler, James, Conner, Murray, but, I gotta go with my guy.
Seattle's defense has been pretty good.
No, they have. I don't see... I just don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I do not get it. In fact, every time I think about it, I get frustrated. I get more frustrated about that than seeing the Patriots lose.
I hear it in your voice.
Thanks.
Browns at Lions. Judkins?
Browns.
Follow-up performance?
Yeah. I can see that. I can see the Lions. Yeah.
I think that's the only thing the Browns are good at. Well, and
Flac-
obviously their pass rush. No.
Yeah, pass rush is crazy. Flacco is better than Hurt throwing the ball.
Ravens, is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about right now?
I know.
Asinine statement.
I'm just
Jackson
trying to
Dart.
I'm trying to get the sensitive guys out here.
Should anybody who has them, should they be looking to start Jackson Dart this week against the Chargers?
It depends on who's.
Unless
Depends
they
who they
utterly
have.
have to.
Yeah,
if they utterly have to.
Imagine if you had Burrow
Woof,
and
woof.
JJ McCarthy.
Would you start Wentz over Dart?
Wentz against who's the Wentz play?
Vikings play Steelers, whose defense is not so great.
Yeah, I play that.
You play Wentz over Dart, yeah?
Yeah, I play Wentz over. But I don't know because Dart has the, when we talk about fantasy, Dart has the mobility, which always gains you points. So
it's a good point. No Khalil Mack too.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm rolling the dice with Dart. I'm gonna beat the ball.
Play Dart. If you got him, play him.
Yeah, it's a shot. It's a dart in the
Dart in the dark.
Dart in the dark. I mean,
Eagles.
You got Malik Neighbors. So
Eagles. What is more
JJ.
likely that we see? High flying, throwing the ball, aerial attack again, or Saquon Barkley finally having his breakout game of 2025?
It's tough because the Bucs are injured, but I would want to say Jalen because Bucs could put up points like you said. So you gotta keep up.
I agree, and
I'll tell you what though, the Bucs get a lead like the Rams did, they're not gonna lose that.
No, they're not gonna let up. They're not gonna let up. I think it's gonna take multiple of the Jalen Hurts performances before the league is like multiple this season before the league's like, yeah, we're gonna stop stacking the box heavily to stop Saquon. Sure. Like they're gonna, and it's the Eagles are gonna have to get out that tendency. They're gonna have to be like, what? And they have to get into that passing game early. They can't do it out of desperation.
Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley throughout this winning streak?
Oh, Saquon.
All right, there you go.
You're talking about the big one dating back to last year? Definitely Saquon. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Anything else that I want to cover here? No, I think that's it. Oh, let's shout you out. Christian McCaffrey's been phenomenal.
Really? And my boy Personals, he's not bad.
He cooked. Hey, listen.
Not bad.
Mac Jones not half bad. Getting your guys the ball from fantasy perspective. Also, we had a game-winning drive, right? I'm not mistaken. Is that true? Was it a game-winning drive? To kick a field goal, right?
Yeah.
But to kick the field goal? I think that's everything I wanted to talk about.
Good.
From a fantasy perspective. Yeah, that's it.
It's really trades and waiver wires we should have touched base on, but
no, I like some of that. What are we gonna see coming up from the next week? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened. We were so many injuries.
Oh yeah. I prefer that. I mean, Trey Benson's got to be number one if he's not on nobody's
team.
Trey
Benson, bro. I got him in my dad's league because I was like, he was there, and all I heard was your voice in the back of my head, James Conner, James Conner, James Conner. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Right? At this point, I feel comfortable with my draft. I'm just drafting for value and talent at this point. And I'm like, I'm playing him this week.
You got to.
I'm 100% playing him against Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how you don't. Because if James
tough matchup, but I'm still playing.
James Conner's there, you're playing him.
Yeah, and Jalen Warren has some success when they played the Steelers. So there was I forgot who they played last. Who did they just play? They destroyed them too. Oh, the Saints.
They played the Saints. Yeah.
So, yeah, Benson, I like to play. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else from a waiver wire perspective that's not already picked up. Turpin? Trey Tucker. Tyquan Thornton. Absolutely. Scatterboovy's not picked up, but I feel like he got drafted in a lot of redraft leagues.
Scatterboovy's in the majority league. But the names I named, they're definitely not in. I would say at least 40 to 50%.
I'm trying to think about if there's anybody else. Turpin. Your guy Turpin. Your boy.
Tutu from Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
The backup running back for the Bears, because Swift
Monongai?
Swift wasn't he was like questionable to the game. He even practiced Thursday, I think it was.
Colin Nunga had some interesting plays. He had one run that was terrible. He just ran backwards.
I'm saying with Swift possibly being hurt.
Yeah, no, for sure. I got Monunga in our dynasty.
Let me get him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I hate it.
Sure am.
You just said you're gonna sell your whole team. Nah, it's hell no.
No, I won though. See how fast things change?
I won though. It's crazy.
AJ Brown available.
Yeah, I'm all set. You could probably flip him now.
Nah, I feel like I need like one or two more performances, hopefully within close proximity.
Well, you gotta believe in him because if you think Hurts gets it done, and you just said Hurts is gonna be, playing against stacked boxes, AJ is gonna be the beneficiary.
I have no choice because I just lost CeeDee Lamb. I'm at the point where I have to start Quentin Johnston, so I have to believe in AJ Brown.
They both.
Yo, Quentin Johnston, top 10 receiver. You said it yourself.
AJ for Ladd?
For Ladd? Not after what I've seen so far. But in our dynasty league, probably because Keenan Allen is in the back part of his career. But that would be me punting the season away and just focusing on the future. Because I think right now AJ gives me a better chance to win.
I think we get to see if Chase is quarterback proof, like we talked about with JJ.
Absolutely. Same thing with Jettas, because Jettas has struggled so far this season.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's been a fantasy miss so far has been the other Chase in Cincinnati, Chase Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a disappointment.
I'm actually pretty happy that I couldn't get him in majority of leagues now. I only got him in one.
Kyron was definitely the play in that tier 2.
But even Kyron's not balling like that.
He's been more consistent. Oh, JT for sure. JT or Bucky. I know we have Bucky in that tier 2 too.
Bucky was an opportunity. Oh, H.N.'s been balling.
H.N. has some pretty good games too. JT, bro, did not see this coming. He's another guy that gets hurt a lot.
I smoked a team that had H.N. and Tyreek, and they had a big Thursday night. Was it Thursday night? It was Thursday night.
It was Thursday. I don't know if he had a big night from a yards perspective. It was because him and Waddle both
20 points.
They both caught touchdowns.
They both had 20 points.
They did?
Yeah, well, H.M. might have like 18 or something. It's close enough.
Who else is out there on the waiver wire? Big performances. Washington still hasn't figured out that running back situation. It's only one game. No Jaden.
Wow. Before CD got hurt, I'm playing Tuto, and he played McNichols. Played him.
How deep is that league, bro?
No, it's not. It's not. It's 14. But he went in his draft. He went CD, Bowers, McConkey. So he didn't have running backs like that. So running back wise, let me see real quick because I'm curious now that you said that. I think I'm getting mad fantasy basketball ads. I'm not playing fantasy basketball.
He only had like 3 or 4 carries, right? I'm not crazy. It's just he broke that one.
His number one running back is Hubbard, and then he
had. It's bad. That's bad.
He had Caleb, Dowdle, Charbonnet.
Damn.
He got Mixon late. Caleb, Dowdle, Charbonnet, Mixon.
What'd I tell you about Charbonnet?
But he got Ibuka. Do I trade Jay Jettas for Ibuka?
Ooh. Nah, I gotta be Jay Jettas and something.
What do you mean? And something.
Jay Jettas, we had Ibuka's been way better to start the year. This is redraft?
What if I trade Jay Jettas for Lamb and Ibuka?
All day. What the fuck? That's light. Because now you can 100% easily wait on CD.
I'll send it.
Because like you said, that person's hurting. That person's hurting now.
But he's going to need a receiver. Do I give him Ridley?
Yeah. Jay Jettas and Ridley for Lamb and Ibuka is crazy. But he's down bad right now. Who's his other receivers outside of Ibuka?
Let me see. He has McConkey.
McConkey.
Played Franklin from Denver.
Knicks has been looking for him early in the season.
Sutton's been
cooking.
Oh, he got Higgins from Houston and Jerry Jeudy. His best receiver on the bench was Calvin Austin.
Calvin Austin's been getting some touchdowns.
Yeah, remember I told you my cousin called that? Shout out to Sam. Sam wanted a shout out. Shout out to Sam for calling Calvin Austin, Steelers fan.
Oh wow, my bad, Sam. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. Steelers suck. There it is.
They're terrible.
Oh, well, appreciate y'all for tuning in, making it this far. If you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we'll be back again next week reacting to week 4 games, where Matt was right, where Quan was wrong.
Well, that's
Like
not
that?
going to be a long episode.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And as always, think critically, speak infamously. Love.
Love.
Took yours away. What did